So if you don't know, this channel's been all about my guitar journey, and over that journey I've accumulated quite a lot of gear, and somebody recently asked me to do a gear rundown, show everything that I've got. So I thought I'd take the opportunity today to run through it and just talk a bit about how I've got to the point that I am with the gear that I have. You might be interested. The main reason that I was able to accumulate all this gear is because of what I've been doing to try and earn some money to pay for it as I've gone along. So before I started this YouTube channel, I started my blog, and if you haven't checked it out, a few of you know about it, but basically I was writing about the things as I was learning about guitar. And as that progressed and I started to make a little bit of money with adverts, I got a writer involved, and that's actually a guy called Andrew Wilson. He's a guitar player, he's a guitar teacher, and he was educated at Berklee College. So he's a really good guy, knows a lot of stuff, and he's helped me along the way. I've helped grow that blog to the point where it's making a bit of money. And along about the sort of same time, just after that, I started this YouTube channel. And as it's gone along, I've obviously just recorded my progress, and that's what it's all been about. But it's got to the point now where there's actually quite a few people watching, and because of that, I've got adverts on and I make a bit of money of that too. So that money all combined, I've managed to use that and buy gear. Obviously I bought some gear at the start myself and invested in myself because I really want to learn, and as time's gone on I've sold things and then reinvested that money into other gear, and now the gas has seriously got a hold of me and I just keep accumulating stuff. But anyway, somebody recently got in contact with me and asked me to share what gear I've been using, so I thought it'd be a good opportunity today, just in case you're thinking about getting any new gear, or you're just genuinely interested to see what I use. So the first thing I'm going to show is the guitar, so let's jump into it and have a look. So these are my guitars, 2 electrics, 2 acoustics. So this first acoustic here is a Vantage. This guitar here, if you don't know, if you haven't seen any of my videos before, I was given many years ago. I think I might have been 18 or something, and my parents bought me a guitar and I played it for literally 20 hours and that's it. And that was my guitar experience prior to starting my whole journey. But anyway, this is probably worth about $50 US, and that's it. It's a dreadnought sized guitar. I wouldn't really recommend buying it. I don't even know if you can get them anymore. It's not the greatest of guitars, but to be honest, it doesn't sound too bad. And I actually did a video of it where I compared it to the Seagull S6, which is probably what a lot of you may know that I use. And this is a solid top guitar. It's a cedar top, and this is the Seagull S6 original. It's actually got a wider fretboard than most sort of dreadnought guitars, and that's what I liked about it, because I've got fairly biggish hands and I found it quite useful for me. It's a lovely guitar. I really enjoy playing it, and I actually did a video of this against the Vantage, so it was like, you can check that out, I'll put a link. It was $500 versus $50 guitar, and to be honest with you, I didn't notice a lot of difference, but I certainly enjoy playing the Seagull a lot more anyway. They're my 2 electric guitars. Now obviously I did a video about the recent one, I'll just get into that in a sec, but the one I've been using most of the time and I absolutely love, to be honest, is the Stratocaster, and this is a Mexican made 2015 Stratocaster. I don't know what colour is that. I think it might be Arctic white or something like that. I've taken the tremolo arm off it, but I absolutely love this guitar. It's obviously my first ever electric guitar, and I've just grown to really enjoy it. It's a fabulous guitar to play, and I think the equivalent now would be a Fender Player Series guitar. Probably has better pickups than this one, but really enjoy it. I bought this second hand from a guy here in New Zealand. He was an English guy actually, and he actually brought it over from Denmark. I think he bought it for his girlfriend, and then she never got into guitar, so shame for her, happiness for me. Love this guitar anyway. And if you didn't notice in between, this is called a Native Sons guitar strap. Beautiful guitar straps. They do some really beautiful guitar straps. Well worth looking at these if you're looking at it for a present for someone. Sanford, who is a subscriber on my channel, sent me this. I'm really grateful for that. Love it. Thank you very much. Really enjoy that. It's a beautiful looking strap. And then we've obviously got the Epiphone. So this is a 1959 obviously copy Epiphone Les Paul standard, dark fade burst I think it's called. This obviously just came out this year. Originally it was supposed to have a rosewood fretboard. This one's got an Indian laurel fretboard, I think it is. It's a beautiful guitar. I have been playing it a bit, but to be honest with you, I'm so learning the Strat-based music at the moment that it's not getting enough attention as it probably needs, but it will do, believe me. Every time I pick it up, I really enjoy it. So that's the guitars, but in terms of my amplifiers, I currently use this Spark amp, which a lot of you may know. These are really great practice amps. I did obviously a video on this recently comparing it to a Boss Katana 50 Mark II. As a practice amp, I think it's the better amp. Does it sound better than the Katana? No, I don't think so. I think the Katana is better. I think the Katana you can grow into a bit more than the Spark, but in terms of dialing in the tone and getting something quick to play with, playing along with tunes, I think the Spark wins out. So if you're a total beginner, I'd say the Spark's an excellent purchase. Many people think so, more advanced players use it as well, so highly recommended. So here's a new purchase that none of you have seen. This is the Boss Katana 100 head, and I sold my Boss Katana 50 Mark II and upgraded to this. And the reason I've done this is so that I can get an effects loop and I can start playing around with that, and also using a looper effectively, also a loop pedal. It's actually a 30 watt amp, but you can connect it to a cab and then get up to 100 watts. So it's a decent amp, plus you get all the features of having an effects loop. And so to go with that, I've bought the GAFC foot control switch. This allows you to change between all the different tones, so you can hear. Obviously I'm using clean at the moment, a lot of the Strat based music that I've got, but you're able to cycle through the different channels that you have preset into the Katana itself. It says 4 there, but then you can press this panel, 1 here, double tap that, and you get another 4 banks. So you get those 4, and then you can play around with the effects on top. You see the effects there. You've got reverb, obviously you've got the tap, tempo and delay and booster, etc. So you can play around with that, and that's something that I'm going to really grow in, so I'm looking forward to that. I've already started playing with that, to be honest, and I find it a great piece of kit. On top of that, I've also invested in a looper pedal, and this is the Ditto looper. It's a very decent looper. It's very highly recommended, as is a lot of the gear that I've chosen, because I do a lot of research, and that just comes about from running my blog, really. I just look at a lot of different items and reading a lot and do a lot of research. So this is very good, useful looper. It's strong, it's sturdy, and it's simple. You can change the inputs on it. I'll obviously do more of this in the future, but this is how loud it goes. Loopers are an effective way of practicing getting your timing, and obviously I've got to improve my timing. But you can press it once and you record a portion of your playing, then you stop it, and then you can record again over that, and you basically layer over the top of that. So you can create some really cool music and tunes with it, and it's effective for lots of things, including practice, like the 12-bar blues or whatever you may be doing. I've bought it specifically to do the course, but it's something I'll be using long into the future. Big question is though, do you need all of this kit to play electric guitar? Honestly, no, you don't need it. If you've got an electric guitar and then you plug it into something like this, I think this is probably the best way to do it, really, when you're first starting, is to get something like this. And this is a Focusrite Solo, and this works as an audio interface. Now the Sparks obviously works as an audio interface, and so does the Katana. The Katana levels I find to be low when you're going into a computer, and I've tried hooking it up through the Solo, and I turn up the gain, but it doesn't sound great. The Spark I find is a bit better as an audio interface, but overall I can choose one or the other to play through. My main choice would be to route the Katana through the Scarlett. So that's what I would do in a recording situation, or I can use the Spark. But if it was me and I was just starting out again, all I would buy is literally the electric guitar, and I'd buy this Focusrite Solo. Somebody asked me recently how I make videos, and most often the time when I'm not directly trying out the amps themselves, is I record through this. But it's not just electric guitar, you can also record acoustic guitar. This here is a microphone jack, so you can put a microphone on here, and then you can obviously record your acoustic guitar or your singing however you may like. So it's a very useful bit of kit. It's very reasonably priced. I'd have to check the price. I'll put a load of links for all this gear that I've got below, but this is a brilliant bit of kit. And then you just connect that to your computer through a digital audio workstation like Reaper, and you can use that for free during the evaluation phase, and the evaluation phase lasts forever, but you'll quickly realise it's a good piece of kit and might want to buy it. So if you had that with this, And then you could buy something like Bias FX 2, where you've got loads of VST plugins, which basically is amp modeling through the digital audio workstation. So you can get any of these amp sounds that either of these two could create, for example, all for a lot less money than buying an amp and having some heavy gear to lug around. This is very mobile. You can just throw it in a bag and off you go. You can record wherever you want. So it's a brilliant bit of kit. I'd highly recommend it if you're just looking to play electric and just have something reasonably priced. Now I've got a microphone, a Shure SM57, which is like an industry standard microphone. It's an excellent microphone, but it doesn't work well with a Focusrite Solo, and that's often to do with the levels. And you need another piece of kit called a cloud lifter. So I haven't gone down that route, and I'll probably end up selling my SM57, or I'll be changing this audio interface, but you can get other microphones that work perfectly well with this Focusrite Solo. It's just the one I've got hasn't. So the way I was recording acoustic guitar in the past and from the start of this whole journey was using this, and this is just a USB Blue Yeti microphone. What I would actually do with this is connect it straight to my DSLR camera and record the sound through that, and that was it. And that's everything I pretty much did for the I don't know, the first year really. There might have been a couple of bits, I can't even remember what I accumulated. I don't think I had much before that, just while I was playing acoustic, that's all I had. And then I had that actually before I started this journey. I just was using that for various different things, so it was only what I had lying around. On top of that, what other guitar related stuff have I got? Well, strings. These are the current strings that I've been using on my acoustic. These are 12s, Dario's 80 twin bronze. These are 12s, I think, yeah. And then I've got for the electric, I've been using these Super Slinkies. So those are what I've been using, but to be honest with you, I'm experimenting with strings at the moment, just to seeing how they work out. This is an old cigar box. I think my dad gave this to me. And this is all I've got. These are the capos that I use. Finger exercise, I think I talked about that early in my journey. I did find that useful for building some strength. I think I've seen Cypher use that on his channel. If you haven't checked out Cypher, he's trying to build some strength in his hand. But I found that useful. Is it necessary? No, you don't entirely need it. I was so infatuated with the guitar that I'd just go and practice while I was at work, and I found it helped my kind of bar chords and stuff like that. So these pistons here can be altered in terms of their resistance, so that you can build up strength in any of your fingers. So it's a pretty useful piece of kit. Some people write it off, but I found it useful. And then the picks that I've been using, well, I've lost a few along the way, as everyone does. So let's just have a little look what I've got here. So this is a 46, obviously just mainly using that on the acoustic. I used something even thinner than that. I think I used was it a 30? I did talk about it in one of my old videos, but I was using a really paper thin pick, and that's pretty thin itself on the acoustic when I started. I found it very forgiving because I was catching a lot of strings when I was using thicker picks. So if you're on the acoustic and you're just getting started, or you just want something a bit more forgiving, I'd definitely go for a paper thin pick. Then as you get more confident and know what you're doing, you can go up to a thicker pick. This one, let's show you what this one is. That's a 0.6. That's what I use more on the acoustic now, and then this is what I've been using on the electric. This isn't quite over 1 mil. This is that's a 0.96. To be honest, I need to buy some more picks. I just want to experiment a bit more. I might go with a thicker pick than that and just try them out, various ones with the electric. So that's what I've been using if you're interested in those. So the only other thing that I've really got is an Any Ball guitar kit. So this was bought for me as a present for last Christmas. And it's just for adjusting your guitar, and I'll keep that in the bag, but that's just for rubbing down the guitar and obviously cutting the strings, and then making any adjustments for the height of the action, and then there's some polishing cloths and stuff like that, and obviously your string winder for getting your strings off. So that's a useful bit of kit. I'll leave a link for that as well. It's a nice present to give someone or to get for Christmas, just so you can do all your maintenance. So that's the gear that I've accumulated over this time, and a lot of that's down to you guys, the people who read my blog or the people who watch this YouTube channel. It's helped me reinvest the money that I get and buy the kit and try it out and grow this channel. And obviously a lot of you, I think, can relate in the position where you're learning guitar, and it's not easy when you're older, but also when you get bitten by the guitar bug, you want to buy all the kit. Well, that's what I found. It started off slow, and then after like the first year, it's ramped right up. I seem to be buying loads of gear at the moment, but that is going to slow down because I'm enjoying playing guitar. I just focus on, mainly I'm focusing on the Strat really. I want to get onto the Epiphone soon, but I love it so much that I don't want to buy too much because then things I get forgetting about and I won't even bother playing them. So anyway, hopefully this has been of some use to you, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.